we're back for another great episode of PFREI. I'm your host, Fuquan Bilal. Oh, it feels good to be back, guys. I know we taken a break from doing the podcast. It's probably been about 10 months, and now we rescheduled. We got over 100 episodes, but we had to focus on things that, not that you guys not important, but we had to focus on higher priorities like family and business. And we had to find time to come back and add value. So we're here back again. We have Micah Johnson. Micah has been in real estate since 2014. I got questions about that. He started in 2014, and from 2014 to 2020, he sold $500,000 in real estate volume. He went on to serve as the vice president of professional development for a real estate brokerage, and is now in the business. Now the business development manager of 80/20 REI.
That's right.
Utilizing a people-centered vision of business, Micah helps you connect the community of your people to hope to serve most. Right? Did I say that right? I'll be butchering people video bios. Right? So using their data, his team helped you to build the roadmap to how to communicate. And it says,
I need to write that simpler.
I butcher everybody.
No worries, man. Anyway. No worries. I got a short form. Help you get more deals by being intentional about your data. That's what 80/20 does.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. How the service that you guys provide, and want to go back to that. I saw 2014. That's the first thing that stuck out to me, especially in the climate that we're in. And it's interesting to see people who started after 2008. My mind is, what are they thinking right now? They haven't seen the last downturn. They haven't been through it. Like, it's been all rosy. Yeah. And their biggest scare probably was COVID, but that turned around in a few months, and it was like, oh, this is great. So yeah, give me your take on that. Starting in 2014, I know you heard about the last recession, but how did it hit you now?
Yeah, so I actually got started on a foreclosure team in 2014. So I came in as a real estate agent, and got really into that world. And honestly, how I view these markets, these ones make me excited, because this is when the professionals show up. The data shows that more customers than normal are going to be available, but what they need is a professional investor that knows how to solve their problems on that deep granular level. And that's what we help you do. So that's how I view it. It gives you that chance, right? The best show up. Golf's my favorite sport, and the best love the majors. Give me the hardest venue you got. I'll practice hard enough to do well. And so that's how we approach it. Is we're excited. We're ready to show up and help the customers that really need us.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. This is your time to shine, basically.
It is.
In that adversity. So tell us a little bit more about 80/20 REI and what value do you guys bring to the market?
Yeah, so what we do, like I said earlier, we help you be intentional about your data, which gets you more deals. And what that means is one of Jesus's quotes is, not just data, it's what you do with it. We provide you not just with a list, but with a roadmap of how to consistently execute on it. That's kind of one of the biggest problems I see in my demos.
Now, when you say consistently execute, you mean whether it's going to be a dial, it's going to be a text, it's going to be a ringless voicemail. I mean, and people are not probably doing ringless voicemails anymore, but you're saying you give the roadmap on how to execute with the list that you provide, like what's the best way to monetize it?
Exactly. So we provide up to 3 lists: direct mail, cold call, and SMS. And with each list, we're really good at data. So that's what we're dedicate ourselves to. We have a team of 14 engineers that we dig in deep and try to, what we predict are sellers likely to sell at a discount. And we're really good at it. What we're also good at is getting you in front of them at the right time, layering your communication intentionally, getting you into 30, 40, 50 touches, which gives you the chance to be there when they need you.
Now, how is it now in this market? Basically, you guys must have some sort of challenge when you have the people who you have this product and service for, where interest rates are high and they can't execute their plan. the way they want because maybe the lender have a lender issue. So now they have to probably create some type of creative finance structure. You know, your job is to get that lead in front of them and how to execute on it. Then they have to come up with the rest. So what
Exactly.
challenges are you guys having now with being able to, because it's a mindset shift for some people who's have services with you guys. I'm pretty sure things have slowed down. So how is that affecting what you guys are doing in this current market? I mean, because this is the market you want to be in, the market you guys thriving, because there's going to be an abundance of more. It's now, before the dispo side was easy, the acquisition side was hard. Now it's flipped. Acquisitions are going to be easier because there's going to be an abundance of opportunity. And dispo, you know, it's going to be tougher because there's going to be so much inventory out. So how are you guys helping people to navigate through this current market?
Well, the way our product's set up, one, it's with limited exclusivity. So we have the opportunity to choose who we're going to work with in any market. And there is a level of fit to our product. So that's what we really dig into on the demo. And that's with me, is really understanding who you are, what you got going on, what your strategy is, and if we align with it. One thing that we're really getting intentional about at 80/20 right now is going in education mode. After I've been with the company for 6 months, and bringing again my experience with real estate, and I've been doing all the demos, and I've had conversation after conversation, really getting to dig in to understand, how does our product really connect? Where does it connect in your world? How can we educate you better on how to use it so that your pipeline's on purpose? Most investors have a real elaborate scheme for how they deal with a prospect once it becomes a lead. There's a never-ending follow-up until they say stop. That's how intentional we are about an entire data set. We treat everyone the same, because to me, again, my experience taught, and this kind of leads into the passion for real estate. Home is important. When every person on that list, that's a human being, and life, they're not there by mistake, and life's hard. I've been on that list. I know what it takes to get those calls, and I know what life is like when that's happening. And I care about every one of those people. And that's what we educate on. Hey, they're not answering because they don't need you. Most of them don't know what to do. Most of them are scared. A lot of people don't answer right up front because the typical method is just call all at once, mail all at once. But most people's setups don't get past 8 touches, and anything before 8, spray and pray. So
Spray and pray, yeah.
we dig into that with you to make sure that you're going to be there long enough to be there when they need you. And that's the thing. Stick it out. They're not on that list by mistake. Until they're not there, they need you. And that's how we view that. And we keep getting you in front of them across your lists by channeling time.
Now, these lists are only residential, 1 through 4 family. Do you guys do any multifamily stuff to mom and pops? Have you guys branched out to that yet?
So our system, with our setup, you own all the data in your market, which allows us you have a buyer's list with us because you own all the data. So what a lot of companies are finding value with us is they own all the buyers. So we built a way for them to see them inside the data that they own. So on your dispo side, we can really help there. On your, on the full setup side, we have, I'm sorry, man, what was that question?
Multifamily. So
commercial multifamily, because you own it all, we can build a way to find it for you. And we dig into that with you in your onboarding call.
That would
want us to find.
Yeah, that would pretty much be property type, right? Yeah. The owner, property type. Because you have some of those guys, they won't have pain points. The only pain point is they want to sell because they've owned it for 20 years. They're not in foreclosure. They don't have judgments, and maybe they're getting divorced, but the main pain points you usually see on the residential side, you don't really see too much of that in commercial. You see some of it in multifamily commercial, but not as much as you see in residential.
No, commercial is math method. I love commercial. I did a little bit of it as an agent. I like how it's no emotion. It's a numbers and cents. How do you make the deal work? Let's be like the way the deal works. It's It's much different. You're absolutely right. We can get you in front of the people, but how we build that buy box with you, you're involved, right? That's again in our onboarding process. We dig in with you for a minute and say, okay, what is it you want to find? What's the use code? We try to set it up for you so that it'll come with it every month with the list that we provide.
Now, is this a monthly subscription? So just to build a roadmap to this so people can get a visual on it. So I meet with you, I consult with you, you figure out what our goals are, you kind of map out a success plan from there, and then you work with us continuously to try to figure out, tweak the roadmap, make sure everything's going right, to constantly feed us leads. And we are the owner of that data in that area. We're exclusive. And basically you're sort of like our partners trying to just generating leads for us to make it successful.
We don't generate the leads. Okay. So we provide the list. So what you need to be able to do with our list, you need to be able to skip trace it and then execute it. Got it. And that's why I said it's a certain level of my usual customer. They've been in business a minimum of 3 years. They're doing about 60 deals a year. Is when what our promise, we can keep our promise, which is maximize your ROI on all your outbound marketing. But there's a certain level of fire you need to build for us to be able to do that, right? I need you to trust your team. Because if there's a bottleneck there, we will expose it. And if leads are falling through, I'm not keeping my promise. And so that's what we try to figure out. I'd look for fit on what's your approach to real estate, your strategy, what's your team look like, and then what's your budget look like. And then we go from there and determine when is now I live by this statement. The right thing at the wrong time is still the wrong thing. The right thing at the right time, that's life-changing. So how do we make sure we're on the right side of that? And it's kind of a process. And I love to work with them. I love to work with investors and dig in and see where they're going, what they're trying to build. We take it serious, participate in other people's dreams.
Yeah, this is awesome. What I'm hearing is there's 2 types of lists that I can get out of this. One can be an acquisition list and one can be a disposition list also, because if I own this area and you provide a list, I can also find buyers like me in the same area where I can create a dispo list and a marketing to them. Hey, and then get that okay, I got you.
And it comes with targeted messaging. So when you contact our list, you know exactly what to say to them, depending on where in the conversation you are. So, right, the way you start a conversation with someone that needs you right now is different than someone that needs to sell in about 180 days. And we layer for that.
Now, is this in a system that you provide, or is this customized in my system, like a Podio or Zoho or something like that? Or is there like a login to a platform that you have that your list, the list you provide is there, and you guys do that custom text message to them, or the mailers and all that? How does that work?
So you get access to our system, which is basically a storage system for you to put all your data. Because a lot of our users, they have ways where they go get data directly from their county. And that's valuable to what we do. Every little data point adjusts what we do, which adjusts how you talk to that customer. So what we do is we have a system where you can see all your data anytime. You can do whatever you want with it, export it, stack it, do whatever you want, send it out of the system. So you get all the data, you get our software. What you also get is up to 3 lists, 1 per channel per month. So it's a new list each month, where we are managing who's on the list every month. So all you need to manage is your cold call, your text, and your direct mailer. Are they following the instructions we send with each list? Because that's where we used to take you all the way to lead. We were a texting and a call center prior to January of this year. And that's where we learned cadence, when and how to talk to people. And we were able to deliver for people in a way that fit with what they were going through. And so that's what we help you do, so that your pipeline's intentional.
And how long do you see a company, once they on board with you guys, have success? Does it take like a certain amount of months to kind of go through the process, 3, 6, 9 months to kind of build that list up and start really building some traction? What's the average time that you see the company work with?
So depending on your market, you could get results right away, right? The results we really care about are 180 days away. We get our best reporting once you've been through the cycle twice. From day 0 to day 180, you will have contacted everyone totally on your list at least 2 times in the way we set you up. So after that, anyone in that section could be a right now seller. The next 6 months really tell us how well it continues to go. Because now people could turn at any time, right? What we're trying to do is get you off that roller coaster. You can plug people in on purpose, knowing that this call isn't to get a contract. This one's just to start a conversation. Oh, but now I'm on call 20 and this one's for a contract. This one might work, right? But I'm layering it all because each touch is important. We're just trying to get to the one where they answer. So it's you never stop. It's the junkyard dog mentality. You just gnaw it until they tell you don't, or they sell the house.
Got it. It's just a lot of great information, man. Yeah, let's get some website information going, information how people can contact you. We can add some value to them.
8020rei.com. You'll see a button right there. Claim your market. Click that. It'll schedule a demo right on my calendar. We'll get together, talk about what you got going on, where you're at, and see what we can do.
I love it. Claim your market, guys. Don't wait. Somebody else going to get it. Go ahead to the site, 8020rei.com. I appreciate it, man. You added a lot of value to the show. And you guys can check us out. Another great episode of PFREI. I'm your host, Fuquan Bilal. And you can check us out on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment. Check us out also on all the other stations where you can find a podcast channel. If you want to podcast binge, you can go to pfrei.co. That's our website, and watch all the podcasts we've done so far. We got over 100 episodes, a lot of great value, and I just love it. Every time I interview somebody in a podcast, I learn stuff, learn more ways of how to level up my business, make connections. So I appreciate you coming on the show today and adding value, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity, Fuquan. And awesome. The only thing I got to say is just a long I, Micah.
Oh, Micah.
Yeah.
All right. Micah.
But, hey, I grew up with the name. I will accept your version versus a lot of the ones I've got, my friends. So no worry.
I'm glad you corrected me. And I don't feel sorry for you because my name is Fuquan.
Exactly, man. Right. That's why I used to do it earlier. I just feel scary.
All right, Micah. Appreciate it, bro. You guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, man. Appreciate you.
You too. Have a great day.